Hello everyone. I've been tanking for a few years now, in fact since the launch of Heavensward. Despite knowing the rotations back to back, that alone does not make a good tank. There's many other nuances that allow you to do a better job, namely awareness of your party and what can you do to make their experience smoother. These are the tanking tricks and tips that every tank should know. We'll start with one of the basics. Whether you pull big or small, your first concern should be turning the mobs away from your party. This is mainly for two reasons. One, the mobs will have a cleave, and if you turn them around, you will be the only one getting hit by it, keeping your party safe from additional damage. Two, this will allow the DPS in the case of Dragoons and Monks, as an example, to increase their damage output by executing their abilities in the right position, which should be here and here. This will cut on your time with each pull and make your dungeons run a lot smoother. Although you may be overgeared and very knowledgeable in the dungeon you're currently doing, it's a good idea to pause and look at your party comp. You might have two melees, or magic mixed with melee, or even dual magic casters. This can be indicative of how long your dungeon will take. Also, pay attention to your healer, and this is a pretty big one. Remember, not all healers like big pulls. There are many skill levels and variations of healers that you encounter out there. You have a couple of options. First, you ask the healer directly if he or she wants big pulls or smaller ones. This is a great way to ensure that the dungeon will run smoothly. Always keep a eye on your healer's mana pool. You can prevent a wipe or even a DPS death or two by using this method. As a tank, you determine the pace of the dungeon. With that being said, you must always gauge the damage of your party versus the size of the pull. If it takes too long to DPS it down, your healer will spend more mana to keep you alive. If that's the case, reduce the size of your pulls to reduce stress on the healer and to fit the pull size to the damage output of the party. The face puller. There are players that are DPS most commonly ranged that will pull mobs for you. This can be for two reasons. Number one, I have no time for this guy will pull ahead of you, and in their mind, you're not fast enough. So they're being a pal and helping you out. Make no mistake, this player is a veteran and is most likely trolling. 2. The rarest of the pair, but whom exists nonetheless. It's the MMORPG new player. Now this guy doesn't do it on purpose, and he just doesn't know any better. Now I understand this is enraging, but the path you pull it, you tank it. It's not the right path. Instead, drop a line asking them to stop. If it's a new player, they may even ask why, which you can explain and rectify the situation. But if it's not a new player, they're not going to stop. Now I encourage you, as a tank, to test yourself at this point. View this assault to common sense and to all that is good with the Trinity in this game to learn from this. First, don't lose your cool. Second, try to regain control of the mobs. One at a time if you have to. It may not feel like it, but this, in the long run, will make you one hell of a tank. This situation will add another toolkit tanking belt called It's Cool Bro, I Got This. And by the end of all of this situation, you will find yourself outclassing a grade A troll. Now, as far as bosses go, if you don't know the mechanics, please ask. If there's anything that you need to know before pulling. There's no shame in that, and generally people are more than willing to help you out. If you do have knowledge and want to tank the boss in a specific position or use a specific strat, please do inform your party. Remember, they are your team even if you don't know them, and dungeons go a heck of a lot faster if everyone's on the same page. Remember, always try to make use of your utility. They have great group mitigation, and it will help the healer to top everybody off. Follow these basic tips and add your own style to tanking, and you will be one of the greats. Tanking might seem stressful, and scary at first. However, if you follow some simple guidelines and use your common sense, as well as having environmental awareness and party awareness, it will be rewarding and extremely fun.
If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. This will help us out supporting our addiction to Monster. And until the next one, peace out, my friends.